I'm going to teach you today how to wax a ski, mainly because waxing it yourself saves a lot of money and it makes skiing easier and more fun. Pure and simple. My skiing background, I worked at Sundance as a lift operator for 2 years, and then I moved on to the ski patrol. I was ski patrol for 4 years. I've always tuned and waxed my own skis. I've done a lot of classes and clinics. They kind of offer them up at the resort to employees. You can go and the highly specialized race techs of the World Cup actually come and teach you. It's pretty fun. You actually learn how to really put a good edge and a proper wax on a pair of skis. Only 3% of people will actually wax their skis, and these are avid skiers. And this is a big problem. The reason why it's just so important, and it's surprising me that so many avid skiers don't do it, is because you go so much faster for one. You're able to turn easier. It's 30% easier to turn a ski that is properly waxed because the base doesn't stick on the snow. It's easy to slide up on edge. It also keeps equipment in good shape. These P-Tex bases, they refer to as thirsty. It's a kind of plastic. It's called P-Tex. And if they're not waxed, little rocks and things can really chip these out really easily. They get brittle. The wax keeps them nice and soft, and when rocks hit it, they just slide right off, barely making scratches instead of big gouges. The main point of this, though, is that it's very expensive to go to a shop and get them waxed. Somewhere around $15 you're going to see for a basic wax for just your average recreational skier. For you to wax your own skis, these bricks are waxed, and this brick, I've used it quite a bit. It's about this wide and normally about that long. And this only costs $16. This is a very basic wax. It's what you'll put on rental skis and what you'll get in these basic wax packages. And that has lasted me about 30 waxes. So to wax your ski, it only costs about $1 to $2 each time you do it yourself. This is the most commonly used type, your hydrocarbon waxes, recreational. And they all come in different temperatures. This yellow one is for warm snow. So like in spring skiing, like right now, this is kind of one you use. It's not too expensive to get started. All you need are a couple brushes. They only cost, these are like $15 each. This is $6. And then you can just go, this is my old waxing iron, you see it's used quite a bit. You just go to DI and buy one of these for a couple dollars. And over time, it's going to save you a lot of money. To get started, just make sure your ski is dry, mostly clean. If you have a ski, if it's snowboard, you don't have to worry about this because you don't have ski brakes. But with a ski, you have ski brakes. So you get these thick rubber bands. You can get them usually at any ski shop, any athletic store that sells skis. Just kind of hold your brakes down because it gets them out of the way. Next, we take this steel brush, and we're going to do a quick brush to kind of clean out all the extra dirt particles and things that are left in the ski from your ski day. Everything's always directional from tip to tail. So you start at the front of the ski, which you can always tell, the front of the binding or the fattest part of the ski. You start there, and you head towards the back. So we start from tip and just kind of go. You don't want to press too hard with the steel brush. It's just a quick, easy brush, and just do a couple. Just real easy swipes across. It's that simple. Then, move on. There's a couple ways to apply wax. The first, and probably the one I'd recommend, it saves you a lot more money, waste less wax, and as long as you make sure you're coating it evenly, it works just fine. But you just kind of quickly rub it on here to get it softened, and then what we call crayoning it on, so you almost like draw it on the ski. You just go down. You can also, if it's a base wax, a really heavy base wax, you can drip it on. You can hold on the iron and drip it in kind of an S pattern or circles. So we start at the tip, and then we just go nice and slow. You put it on. And as you go down, you kind of see this wax kind of spreads out, and you'll see it kind of sucking back in. You just want to make sure you see that wetness all the way to the edges. It means you got it all the way there. If not, it means you didn't put enough wax on. You need to go back and put a little more. If it starts smoking, it means your iron's too hot. So with these kind of irons where you can't control the temperature exactly, that's something to be aware of. And just keep going slow all the way from tip to tail, watching the wax the whole time on the base. Normally, in your first one, you do it right. You scrape right now. So you get your scraper, and it's called a warm scrape. And this pulls all the dirt out of the base and gives it a good starting point for your next layer. You're probably going to want to do 2 to 3 layers, 2 minimum. That's what most people do. And it's pretty quick to do 2 skis. It only takes about 10 or 15 minutes to do a full pair of skis. But otherwise, on your top layers, you let this cool completely for about 15 minutes. You just let it sit off to the side, and then you pull it back up and scrape it. But I'm going to do a hot scrape. So we start at the tip again, always directional, and you want to push really hard and try to get as much of the wax off as possible. And you'll see it kind of come off in almost a sheet. It'll start to roll up in front of the scraper. So next we take the nylon brush. Different than the steel, it's a little softer, doesn't go as deep into the base. Then again, directionally. And we just kind of go like this, down the ski. You want to press pretty hard. You're trying to pull quite a bit of the wax out. You don't want a thick layer in there. You just kind of want it almost soaked into the base, but not like riding too much on top. And usually, this you definitely want to do probably 2 passes. And then we just take the buffer pad. So it's going to go straight down, tip to tail, and that's it. You have a wax ski, you're ready to go, ready to enjoy the hit.